All right, runners, get on your mark, get set, here we go. It is River Bank Run Week.
Yes, and while most runners just want to finish the thing, 2019 River Bank Run champion Parker Stinson is running to win. He spoke with one-on-one with Jack Doles.
How excited are you to return to the Riverbank Run, a race that you broke the record in a couple of years ago?
I'm so excited. Grand Rapids and the Riverbank Run has played a huge role in my career. So maybe a lot of people wouldn't know this, but not only in 2019 when I got first and broke the American record, that's obvious that changed my career and a really big high. But a few years before, I was still running on the track, and I had just come off a really disappointing track race and didn't really know what I wanted to do with my career. And the first road race I ran was a week later after running on the track, and I begged Greg Meyer to let me in, and they let me in, and I got third against Dathan Ritzenheim, who almost broke the American record. And then second place was Christo Landry, who had the American record when I broke it. So getting third against that field was a pretty big deal for me. And that got me really excited about the road. So the Riverbank Run has changed my career twice now.
What is it about this race that makes it, so special that it would want to bring you back?
So I love the community there, the people. I love the backcountry roads. Those are amazing to train on. It reminds me of Boulder a little bit. So that's great. But yeah, it's just great energy there. The crowd really comes out. I love the 25K distance. It's a weird distance, so a lot of people don't really know how to run it. And I think I've gotten really lucky with nailing that distance. So it's a little bit of an advantage for me. I just know how to run it, I guess. So looking forward to that.
Why do you run?
Why do I run? I've been running since I was 10 years old, so it's kind of all I've ever known a bit. But, over the years, I've asked myself that question, and it really is just pushing my limits. It's trying to figure out, where they end. And, in 2019, I was just hoping to win the Riverbank Run, and I caught a really special day and broke the record by 30 seconds. And that's something I never really imagined I would do. So it kind of opened my eyes and gave me new limits to reach for. So that's a really cool experience. And now 3 years later, I've had knee surgery and some setbacks. And so right now pushing my limits is seeing if I can become the same runner that I was in 2019, with this big knee surgery.
You had a tough couple of stretch there when the pandemic, a lot of people would go to running because they were working at home or whatever, but you were sidelined. How tough is that? When you love to do it so much.
It was brutal. You bring up a really good point that a lot of new runners were born in the pandemic because there wasn't much to do, and you could still go outside and enjoy nature and enjoy running during COVID. And yeah, I went through COVID without being able to run, and I could almost barely get knee surgery because it wasn't deemed like a necessary thing for a little bit. Yeah, it was super hard. I don't know. I just got through with friends and family and just tried to focus one day at a time. And, Dathan was actually a huge help during that time too. But yeah, I think back on that time, and it's one of those things like I don't know how I did it, and I don't think I could do it again. But I'm really glad that I made it through it, and things are going back to normal, and there's great races happening, and yeah, I'm enjoying my running now.
Some people use running, to just kind of solve their issues in their head. It's kind of a release. For you, this is a profession. Are you doing both, or is this just a job that you have to do? Because I know I'm not coming to my job to solve what other issues outside of work.
Oh no, for sure. I mean, I'm very lucky that it's my job, and I'm very fortunate and grateful for that. But no, running is huge for my mental health and huge for my happiness. I think I do it for a lot of the same reasons everybody else does. I happen to have it be my job, and I happen to run pretty fast, but at the end of the day, in my core, I just love what it does for my mental health and what it does for my happiness. And, like you said, that's why COVID and being injured was so tough for me, is I kind of lost that outlet. So yeah, it's definitely an outlet for me that I cherish.